So, but today I thought, because we have a smaller group and all of you are such soldiers, to come back after a long day of work yesterday and go at it in a kind of deeper way today. It would be nice if we knew who everyone was, because we have some people from Santa Maria. And so I'm just going to ask while they're kind of getting set up, is who you are, whether you represent yourself or somewhere or some institution or family or whatever, and then just a takeaway, like a very one-line takeaway from yesterday. You know, does that sound good, Don?
Sounds okay. I'll try to start it well. I'm Don Lubach. I'm with Student Affairs at UCSB. A long time ago, I lived in Isla Vista as an undergraduate here. I was a Dean of Students group as the first-year dean for UCSB, and also I have a faculty appointment at the Berks Graduate School of Education. And a takeaway so far for me is that I am looking at all space differently. I hopped down to LA last night and just everything had a different layer of meaning.
Awesome. Great. I'm Sue Wisden. I'm a long-term resident, and my takeaway was I walk every morning in the area where we went to do the fixed space yesterday, and I love the space a lot this morning.
I'm Marianne Cooper, and I guess I represent SDCC. I also live in Bermuda, so I have sort of two reasons to be here. And my takeaway was that there are lots of opportunities for work in Isla Vista, but actually it's a very lovely community. It's not what people think at all.
Hi everybody, I'm Debbie Fleming, Assistant Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs at UCSB and a former IB resident. Dawn stole what I took away because I wasn't able to be here in the afternoon, but after the morning I had the same experience of just looking at everything differently and looking for possibilities, and I loved that about yesterday. I was saying to Mark, you know, I'm so glad we didn't do the red dots. I'm so tired of doing red dots. I feel like that's part of my job to do red dots. So I'm so happy to have green and yellow.
You missed that. We did that last night.
Oh, okay.
And we need those.
Yes.
Tally numbers.
I mean, you know what? I'll go get the map that has red dots on it. But you don't have to do it.
Good.
No more red dots.
I'm Luann Miller. I'm the Executive Director of Isla Vista Youth Projects. I've worked there since 1985. I live in Goleta, but I certainly spend all my waking hours here. It is my mom's 95th birthday weekend. So I'm in and out and, as I can, so I appreciate your flexibility in allowing me to be here when I can. My sisters are all arriving today, so big day. But
Did you get all 95 cards?
I did. I got 95 cards. Now to get them in a scrapbook, that's a different issue. Thank you, though. My mom is just a sweetie. But my takeaway from yesterday is I just love sort of community-based initiative work. And I've always loved Isla Vista, and I love this opportunity to help it be stronger and more community-focused and welcoming.
What's your mom's birthday name?
Connie.
Connie. Happy birthday to
Connie, we could sing.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi folks, I'm Lisa Slavid. I work on campus. I work for a division that has just been renamed. So for simplicity, let's say housing, and I do leadership development, strategic planning there. But I think it's when I say what I'm bringing to this is much more than that. I'm really interested in helping organizations and people reach highest potential. And yesterday, like my takeaway for that was just how powerful the power of plan is. Just to do that reflection. And I think too, I can't remember, it was one of the students, I think yesterday, who said, we just need to know too how to plug in, like just to have somebody or somewhere, like we want to help, but where do we show up to do so? And so watching that last night, there's so many folks, it was really like an intergenerational program that Kim and Jeffrey put on, or the whole piece was just amazing. So that was my takeaway for yesterday, is the power of people.
I'm Joanna Hill. I work in Health and Wellness at UCSB, and I too was a resident here for 4 years, including the year after I graduated, which was kind of rough. But my takeaway from yesterday was pretty sobering. That I know that there are underserved populations here, but I saw two different populations that are just not getting the respect that they deserve, and that was really hard for me because I love Isla Vista. It's where I grew up, my college years. It's who I formed, what I am, and it's such a safe, wonderful, welcoming place for me. And there's groups of people that don't have that same feeling, and I want them to have that.
I'm Ellen Anderson. I work in the arts, so I have to stand up. I hope everyone else will too. But so I work bringing arts off campus into the community. And last night was inspirational because we have been for years looking for a music venue where people can actually eat and dance. And last night showed us the possibility of that. So we have music and dance coming to Ivy thanks to Kim, I hope, and all of you.
All of us.
All of us, thanks to all of us. But you showed me the way, Miss Kim. And my takeaway was Lisa's, and that's the power of 10. So I've been sorting my own work in terms of the 10s this morning. You know, like what can we do to do a 2 or 3 instead of, like a -2 or a 10? Yeah. Thank you.
I'm a poet, so I'm standing too. I'm Rick Benjamin. I have the pleasure of working with him. And I'm no longer saying that I'm new here, but I do community engagement work and also have a faculty position through the IHC. And I take it from yesterday is being reminded about the complexity of thinking this way, and different ways, different lenses of looking at community change and social engagement.
I'm pretty shy, I'm gonna just sit. My name is Josh Redman, I'm a staff person at the Student Housing Co-op, and also do work with bonds at DIY. And I guess takeaway, it was just cool to see. I'm really excited about imagining things.
My name is Matthias. I'm a student at UCSB, and I live in the housing co-op. And one thing I took away from last night was that the party was really fun. Like, the music was great, the venue was awesome. I've been really interested in the community for a long time because of the potential to like bring people all in the same space. And I met a lot of people who had never heard of a community center, who heard through an open door the music playing and just came in, and then all of a sudden had food and dancing, and like, so I just saw last night as a great, like, I guess, like, reminder to me of like why I'm doing this and what the potential of that spot is. Because like when my friends came, I was so happy my friends came. Like, I had a great time, and I thought a lot of people did, and I thought it was definitely a replicable thing. So I'm super excited for the future being a community center.
I'm Rob Plastino, I'm the lieutenant for the Isla Vista Foot Patrol Station. So I come with a law enforcement perspective, and over the last few years I've worked real hard to change the culture of law enforcement and how it operates here in Isla Vista. And doing that kind of takes a different perspective, a different way of looking at things. And my takeaway from yesterday kind of plays into that, in that I see how law enforcement can change and really structure itself, especially in this small community, to really cater to the community. And then when we go out there and we were looking at our different places, it's like, wow, I was looking at the streets differently and some of the sidewalk areas differently and the parks differently, and really thinking that, you know what, I can take that same mindset and why does it have to be this way? It doesn't have to be, and we can change things physically in our environment as well. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing some of the creative ideas that come out of this, and that was my takeaway.
I'm just short, so I'm gonna stand up. My name is David Sitherman. I'm from the City of Santa Maria Recreation and Parks Department. I'm also art commissioner for District 5. And I had such an exciting day yesterday. I'll be honest, it was hard for me to commit to coming, and especially coming back on a Saturday since I'm salary. So, but yesterday, I'll say it, but definitely motivated. You guys have a beautiful community here. Just so you know that at no time did I feel anything other than welcome. So that was awesome. But to take some of this back to Santa Maria, and like you said, just with a new perspective. I drove home yesterday, and every corner I'm like, what could we do there? What could, we have an empty parking lot. What could we do there? So that's my takeaway. I'm really excited and motivated. So thank you for letting me come.
Yeah, sorry. My name is Ariel Toussaint Bourdet. I am a public relations specialist for the UCSB Police Department. I am standing because I was an art major at UCSB. My main takeaway from yesterday was the importance of getting the community to take ownership of things and getting them excited about it, because I was like, wow, you really can come up with amazing, great ideas, and they'll totally flop if the community doesn't feel like they had anything to do with it. And so working on the logo for the Isla Vista Community Center last night too, as people were submitting their ideas, like in my brain, I'm like, well, I don't like that one, or this, and I'm like, well, them just giving it to me is allowing them to get involved in the process. And so kind of every time we do this, I'm just getting more and more ideas and starting to get overwhelmed, and I'm like, at the end of it, I'll be able to look and say, hey, look, this color, this angle, this, that, that's because you told me it looked better. That's because you told me that it doesn't represent you well, and so it's kind of this long, drawn-out process now. It's getting longer and longer, but I think it'll be good because the community will have a say. So, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ethan Bertrand. I'm the Isla Vista Community Representative for Santa Barbara City College Associated Students, and I'm also one of the directors of the Isla Vista Recreation and Park District. By the end of the day yesterday, like after all the presentations, I was just really kind of amazed by how much impact small changes could have, seeing all the different projects. And I was just pretty pumped to start getting to work. I mean, we have a lot of exciting things coming up, a lot of challenges, but a lot of good people to help out through the process. So glad to be here again.
Hello, my name is Ken Radke. I'm an architect. My office is called Blackbird Architects, and I'm here with Susan Anana, a landscape architect, and she'll introduce herself. But we just got hired a few days ago, essentially, to work on the renovation of the building over there that is to be the IB Community Center. So we've been hearing about all of this and thinking about it for a while. A big point of me being here yesterday was to listen, but I went to UCSB and I lived in Isla Vista. I was in the co-op back in the day, and have cared about the IB master planning and just we think the world of Isla Vista. I come here with my kids, even though I don't live in IB anymore, and we ride our bike around and surf at Cool Point and so forth. So IB is a really special part of this larger community, and it also needs a lot of TLC to reach its potential. And one of the takeaways I got from the PPS sort of comments was this idea about activating under sort of utilized spaces. And so that really, to me, was just one thing that really resonated. There's so many nooks and crannies here that have potential, and even just this morning we were talking about, like, they have potential that either, like, if I can't see in there, it seems kind of scary, or if I could go in there, it would be really, really cool, talking about the park or that kind of thing. So they could either be developed and enhanced or neglected and problematic. So thank you. We're here to listen.
I wasn't an art major at UCSB, but I did graduate here in environmental studies, probably one of the first graduates in environmental studies at UCSB. And I'm standing up because my voice isn't very loud. So, but yesterday, one of the many takeaways, and I think we might start to get repetitive, so I'll just say, as a landscape architect, it was really great to hear when people were encouraged or allowed to come up with ideas for their outdoor spaces, that they can come up with these really great ideas, which Ken and I have had the opportunity to incorporate in other places out here on the UCSB campus and in Isla Vista, and we hope to continue to do that. Thanks.
Outdoor spaces.
Hi, I'm Brooke. I'm a visiting professor in the dance department right now, relocating from overseas, but I'm originally from California, just a couple hours north from here, Los Osos. So I also, in addition to being a dance artist and an educator, I also build earth domes. I'm a general contractor because I come from a family of builders, so I was the weird artist always. So I actually went to the space where we looked at yesterday this morning just because I wanted to see it at a different time of day and see how the bodies react and how they naturally form themselves in space. Because as soon as I think about introducing something to space, you know, it can be an obstacle. So how do we work with the bodies, with communities, to actually build something that's relevant and exciting? So I'm a big mover, and anything that makes offers people, you know, different ways of moving kind of shifts their comfort level about spaces. So I'm here to sort of share anything about super Adobe Earth architecture. I'm also a graduate from Cal Earth. Yeah, and so, yeah, I just love community. So thank you so much, Kim, for organizing this event. This is awesome.
It was a big effort of a lot of people, but thank you. I just don't want to miss.
My name's Audrey Lopez, and I was telling people yesterday, I'm wearing multiple hats here. I'm part of the Museum of Contemporary Art, Santa Barbara Downtown. I'm the curator of community engagement. So we are really looking forward to starting participatory arts events, supporting IB in any way we can with programming in public spaces, but specifically programming that's related to community members, something that they're interested in, that they want to participate in, that brings up dialogue or chances to engage in new and different ways. I'm also a graduate student at UCSB in the linguistics department and have lived in the grad housing near IB, not officially within the borders of IB, but have lived in the grad housing for 2 years. So I call, IB is very near and dear to my heart as well. One of my main takeaways yesterday was just listening to people's stories about IB and sort of walking with people through the spaces that have meant so much to them through the years and as they've changed, and I really enjoyed listening to those stories. And so I hope to hear more of those today.
Hi, I'm Jennifer LaBelle, and I've lived in Isla Vista most of my life, and I'm old. I came to UCSB, and then I raised my kids here, and Emma, my youngest, was actually born in Isla Vista, so she really holds the I'm an Isla Vistan card. Yeah, Tessa too. And I've been an activist in Isla Vista. I put on the first Take Back the Night March really a long time ago. And so I've looked at Isla Vista from so many different hats, and it's so cool to see every single group in one room, and really it feels just so hopeful because different pieces have tried really hard at different times, but I've never seen so many different angles working together so well and so hopefully, and yeah, thank you, Kim.
Hi, good morning. My name is Rosalinda Figueroa, and I'm with the Public Health Department's Nutrition Education and Obesity Prevention Program. And I thought that yesterday was just wonderful to see all the opportunity that that's on the board where there's potential for growth. Our main focus is health, prevention of disease in the community. So we're looking at walkability, where people can walk. Predominantly our work is with the population at 185% poverty level, which is a large percent. And we're looking at food access, cost-effective food, good-looking food, more fruits and vegetables for the population. So yeah, it was great to see that, that there's a lot of opportunity in a multitude of places for, for growth and things like that. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Ana Cifuentes, and I'm living here in Isla Vista for 17 years. I'm not employed from anywhere, but I'm a volunteer in Isla Vista School for 16 years, and I try to be involved in different things, and I try to be the voice from the Hispanic community. That's why I'm here. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Diana Collins Fuente. I am the Isla Vista Community Advisor for Associated Students. I've been in Isla Vista for going on 2 years. Seems like a lot more in some ways. Future Isla Vista resident, I would say. Let me think. The takeaways from me, on the one hand, is really the strength that we have, so many assets that really exist, and the richness of the resources in the community, but also the complexity of what it means, even as we're doing this kind of process of analyzing and evaluating what's here. It is so many layers to it. What is a place that feels comfortable and accessible to one person or to one group of people feels the opposite to a different group. And so I recognize the work that is ahead of us to make sure that we really are continuing to have all these various voices at the table. And so I really appreciate all the opportunities we've had so far to have these different community engagement events, and the need for us to keep creating these spaces to come together. Which actually, I do want to mention, we are organizing an Isla Vista conference called the Beloved Community for May, the weekend of the 21st and 22nd. And so hopefully a lot of things we're talking about here we can also carry into that space, which is just an open space for everyone to contribute whatever they think is a way to showcase the amazing things that are happening in Isla Vista, as well as the challenges, but to really be able to kind of shift towards what's happening in the future for us as a community. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to have all of us in the room.
Mark Shisham. I have multiple hats as well. I work at UCSB. I teach at UCSB as a faculty member, but I'm also a staff member. I also teach at Santa Barbara City College and at Antioch University. Areas that I teach include well-being and public health strategy, so environment and environmental change is a big part of that. I was a resident here. I love everything about this place. I call myself an artist in some ways, but I'm mostly an educator. The thing I took away from yesterday, and this is big in the public health realm, process over outcomes. There seemed to be a real emphasis with everything we did yesterday to focus on the process, not so much on a static outcome. Think about how people move, think about how the space creates said movements, not just even in physical ways, but mental and social ways as well. So.
Peggy Sutar, been here since 1982. UCSB graduate with an art degree, City College graduate with a culinary degree. My husband and I raised our children here. Wonderful and challenging all at the same time. Like Jennifer, I have a child that is born in Isla Vista, so Tessa is great as they come. I'm finishing up my 3rd term on the park board right now, Brecken Park, and for me that's always been, where can I do the most to make this place beautiful, safe, vibrant, community-oriented? I wouldn't change this for the world. I love that. I love that board. I love the people I work with. I'm probably going to run again because I want to keep doing this. And my takeaway from yesterday, my biggest takeaway is, first, such appreciation for everyone who comes. The diversity of all the people at the table, the serious, the love that's inside this room is like, it's very hopeful for some of us who work for years and years and years and years for positive change. And my other takeaway was all those beautiful green dots in all of our parks. I'm like, yes. And then all the yellow dots that we need so much more. So it was sweet, and it's challenging. And again, it makes it so much easier for those of us who've been doing this for a while to see so many good people that also care. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Shine Ling, and I am a city planner. I spent 12 years in government before starting my own practice last year. And I'm also an advisor to Jay Freeman's campaign for county supervisor. We went to college together. We lived in different places in Isla Vista, and we went our slightly separate ways, though we still were in town. He into tech and I into city planning. And I guess the big takeaway for me from yesterday was not only the diversity of all the groups together at the table, the energy, but the attitude of let's work together to do something, to make change. let's do it together. And I think, you know, in my line of work, in the trenches in city planning, it's so contentious and it's so negative, and the process is so, we talked about the process being, you know, we as experts come in and give you as people solutions instead of starting with you, the people who have all this knowledge and wisdom and probably smarter than us as experts, and so flipping the process around. So I'm really excited about the openness and the attitude that all of you are bringing, and I hope this is something that we can carry forward to actually affect something on the ground. So thank you.
I'm going to hop over here so that I'm on camera. Hey guys, my name's Andrew. I am a Isla Vista person. I don't know how to explain it more than that. I dropped out a couple of weeks back to dedicate my time to this community and kind of like put my boots to the ground and hit it running. So I'm super excited to be working in this community, for this community, to make it the wonderful place that we all know that it can be. Not that it isn't already. So my takeaway from yesterday, I realized that people don't know how to recycle. I want to explain to you guys, and I don't mean this in any sort of, I don't mean to talk down to you, but really, if you eat on a paper plate, the paper is still recyclable. Please recycle it. I care enough that I will dig through the trash and get your paper out of the trash, but I don't want to. I really would rather you guys recycle and tell your friends to recycle, because that would make the environment so much better. Thanks.
And thank you, Andrew, for all day. He kind of ran interference and logistics and connections and really missed most of a lot of what we all got to do. So I just want to say that person is crucial to this whole, magic, is someone like that. So thank you.
These gentlemen, there's some more people. Amen.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
A long-term community resident. I've been here since 1980. One of the principles in permaculture is protracted observation, and I think it's really, it's been amazing to me to look at particular locales, particular sites over the years, with the concern for how can they function better. Of course, many of you know me for my work with the community free box. I've seen a lot. I've learned a lot from that site. In fact, I refer to it as the University of the Free Box. Several years ago, I interviewed several dozen people about what could we do that would make Anscoil function better. And that was a really fun process. And it actually gave me license to talk with people that I didn't ordinarily talk with. And I aimed to talk with people from a lot of different constituencies. And worked out to be about 144 pages of notes on what we could do. And I'm really excited to say that Rodney Gould, our general manager for the Park District, has done a lot of them. That's exciting. So I'm really on board with this process. I'm also a dedicated student of city repair and one of the members of the Santa Barbara City Repair Group. So anyway, I'm just really, I took a look at the Project for Public Spaces website before I came, and I'm very excited to for us to be benefiting from people who are deeply grounded in the discourse of placemaking.
Okay, so I guess we're moving on to the next
my
step.
takeaway, just because I want to.
Oh, yes,
no,
sorry.
I mean, you know who I am, Kimisuna, but I
believe
just
it.
want to say that I got a little emotional when you from Santa Maria, who came in from outside and just said what a beautiful community we have. That just really struck me, because I think I realize it is, and that's probably why I work so hard for it, but the rest of the outside world doesn't see that and only hears. So I was just really moved by what you said, and it does give me, I think the other thing is, within this 23 people that are here, wow, we have some collective knowledge and intelligence to do, and creativity and resources from all different sectors to do amazing things, just as 23. So those are my takeaways.